Why India doesn't buy fighter jets from the US? Welcome back to our channel. Today, we dive deep into one of the most intriguing questions in the world of defense and geopolitics. Why doesn't India buy fighter jets from the United States? While the US is a global superpower known for its advanced military technology, India, a rising power with significant defense needs, has often chosen alternatives from Russia, France, and even indigenous programs like HAL Tejas. So, what are the reasons behind this strategic decision? Let's explore the historical, political, technical, and strategic factors that shape India's defense procurement policies. 1. The historical perspective on India's defense procurement. To understand India's reluctance to purchase American fighter jets, we need to look back at history. During the Cold War era, India maintained a non-aligned stance but leaned towards the Soviet Union for defense procurement. The Soviet Union offered India favorable terms, including technology transfers and local production rights, which were not provided by the US at the time. The relationship between India and the US during this period was strained due to geopolitical alignments. The US supported Pakistan, India's regional rival, both militarily and diplomatically. This created a trust deficit that still influences decision-making today. 2. Geopolitical considerations. India's foreign policy is guided by strategic autonomy, which means maintaining independence in decision-making without being overly influenced by any major power. Buying fighter jets from the US often comes with strings attached, including restrictions on usage, upgrades, and sharing technology with third countries. For example, US military exports are governed by the International Traffic in Arms Regulations, ITAR, which imposes strict conditions on how and where the equipment can be used. India's defense strategy requires flexibility to deal with threats from multiple fronts, including China and Pakistan. Such restrictions are seen as limiting. 3. The US-Pakistan factor. Another critical factor is America's historical support for Pakistan. For decades, the US supplied military equipment, including F-16 fighter jets, to Pakistan. Even today, despite cooling relations between the US and Pakistan, this history lingers in Indian strategic circles. India is wary of relying on a country that has, in the past, provided advanced military capabilities to its adversaries. This mistrust makes Indian policymakers cautious about entering into large-scale defense deals with the US. 4. India's preference for technology transfer. India's defense procurement policy emphasizes indigenization and technology transfer. The aim is to build a robust domestic defense industry under the Make in India initiative. American defense deals often do not include full technology transfer, which is a deal-breaker for India. On the other hand, countries like Russia and France have been more willing to transfer critical technology. For instance, Sukhoi Su-30 Mki, co-produced with Russia, allowing India to manufacture and upgrade the jets domestically. Rafale jets, France agreed to significant offsets and technology-sharing agreements. In contrast, American systems like the F-16 or F-A-18 come with limited scope for local manufacturing. 5. Cost and lifecycle considerations. American fighter jets, while technologically advanced, are often more expensive than their counterparts. The lifecycle costs, including maintenance and spare parts, are significantly higher for US-made jets. For example, Russian jets like the MiG and Sukhoi series are cheaper to procure and maintain, making them more suitable for India's budget-conscious defense planning. Similarly, indigenous platforms like the HAL Tejas are being developed to reduce dependency on expensive foreign equipment. 6. Strategic partnerships with other countries. India's defense procurement is also influenced by its strategic partnerships. While the US is an important partner in areas like intelligence sharing and counterterrorism, India has long-standing defense ties with Russia and growing ties with France and Israel. Russia, for instance, has been a reliable supplier of weapons and systems for decades, providing everything from tanks to aircraft carriers. France, through the Rafale deal, has positioned itself as a key player in India's defense ecosystem. By diversifying its sources, India ensures that no single country can exert undue influence on its defense capabilities. 7. Operational compatibility and training. India's armed forces are already equipped with a variety of Russian, French, and indigenous systems. Introducing American fighter jets would require significant changes in infrastructure, training, and logistics. For example, Indian Air Force pilots and ground crews are extensively trained on platforms like the Sukhoi Su-30 MKI and Mirage 2000. Adopting American jets would necessitate additional training and infrastructure investments, making the transition costly and time-consuming. 8. Concerns over sanctions and reliability. India has experienced the impact of US sanctions in the past, such as after its nuclear tests in 1998. This has led to concerns about the reliability of the US as a defense supplier. In contrast, Russia has remained a consistent supplier despite geopolitical challenges. Even during times of strained relations, such as the India-China conflict, Russia has prioritized Indian defense needs. 9. The emergence of indigenous alternatives. India's focus on self-reliance in defense is growing under the Atmanirbhar Bharat, Self-Reliant India, initiative. The development of indigenous platforms like the HAL Tejas and the upcoming AMCA, Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, reduces the need for foreign fighter jets. These domestic programs not only save costs but also provide India with full control over its defense systems, free from external pressures. 10. The future of India-US defense relations. While India has hesitated to buy fighter jets from the US, the two countries have strengthened their defense ties in other areas. India has procured C-17 Globemaster and C-130J Super Hercules for transport, Apache and Chinook helicopters for combat and logistics, P-8 Poseidon for maritime surveillance. These acquisitions indicate that while India values US technology, it carefully selects platforms that align with its strategic needs without compromising its autonomy. Conclusion. India's decision not to buy fighter jets from the US is a result of complex factors, including historical mistrust, geopolitical considerations, cost implications, and a focus on indigenization. While the US remains a key defense partner, India's approach to fighter jet procurement reflects its commitment to strategic autonomy and self-reliance. As India continues to modernize its armed forces, it is likely to maintain a balanced approach, combining indigenous development with selective imports from trusted partners. Thank you for staying with us through this fascinating exploration. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into defense, technology, and geopolitics. See you in the next video.